As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Good evening. How are you all doing tonight? Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop issue number 8. It's good to be here tonight. Hopefully you're all having a good, solid Friday morning, evening. For some of you, it's already Saturday, wherever, whenever you all are, but good to see you all. What's going on, guys? How's your Friday been? I've been busy out in the world. What's up, Pino Says Helicopter Tours, Madhouse Retro Gaming, Papa Cotton? Well, hey, I did one of the new Judas Priest album earlier this year. I also did a unboxing of the Tony Martin Black Sabbath era, and I did 5 underrated albums from the 2010s a few months back, and I will do a best of 2024 come the end of the year. So also I do have a playlist called Bonded by Metal. Do check that out. What's up, Keely Chow, Snortapoopus Cuber, Steve Mitchum? Look at all of you coming in right on 8 people right away, just saying, yeah, we're here, we're ready to party. I like that. I like that a lot. You guys are great. You guys are hey, JT Kirk too. Yeah. What's up, JT Kirk? Yeah. So yeah, Stephen M. Callell. How about that? Now I know it is a party with Stephen M. Callell showing up here. Hey, that is what the Friday nights are made for. And I saw Vulcan. Yeah, I saw You Can't Be Around Tonight. And yeah, man, it's always catching the replay, which I'm grateful of because he never has to, but he does anyway. So shout out and thank you to Vulcan Lives. Have a great night, sir. So yeah, before Pablo and Fenrir all get all up in here, I'll share with you guys about a little bit about my today. Girlfriend and I, we went to go see Long Legs, a Nicolas Cage movie, and it was more kind of like a thriller. I guess you could say there was a horror-ish influence, but it wasn't really a horror movie like through and through. It felt more, like a major thriller. Definitely very dark. I will say I like the performance of Nicolas Cage because, of course, it's Nicolas Cage. It's pretty good. I would say I was like, no, out of this world. It's not like what was that one that came out a few years ago? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was absolutely a home run and a half, but it was a good, solid, strong base hit that Long Legs was. Long Legs was pretty good. And we saw some cool merch for the upcoming Alien movie. That was cool. And, of course, she snagged some stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. So it was cool to see that. Then we went to we were originally going to eat a local burger joint, and then we saw there was like an event going on. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And as we were looking, like, oh, there's like a Blues Brothers festival. It was called the Blues Brothers, BLOOZE, like for booze. I was like, oh, that's cool. So we ended up going to that, and we got some local pizza from a local pizzeria joint that was being like a food truck outside of it, and got to catch unexpected 45-50 minutes of live music as well. So that was really cool. I did not expect that. The band who was basically trying to impersonate the Blues Brothers was absolutely awesome. The local pizza is good, and it was a really good crowd. I'd say definitely a few thousand people came out for it, and it was a nice unexpected twist. So whatever plans we had absolutely changed to adjust to the situation, and it was fun. It was cool to see a band out there doing it. We saw a giant Blues Brothers vehicle, and I'll try to see if I could get some photos later. Any of you guys who follow me on the Twix, I posted a few weeks back of the Dick Tracy mural. However, I found out here in Illinois, I found a street named after Dick Tracy, and I found a park, a local children's park named after Dick Tracy. So pretty fucking awesome. Just saying, pretty damn awesome. So yeah, overall, all in all, a really good, strong, solid Friday evening. And I get to now hang out with you guys for the next 2 hours. Oh, we got some more rivals here. What's up, Jonathan Conroy and Blazing 64? Benny, Dave C. Hello, Chicago Schultz. How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping on in here. Counting is dangerous. What's up, brother? JT Kirk. I've been reading my polymath. What a story. Tonight's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. Oh, dude. Yeah, of course, man. Love me some Tracy. But yeah, I read the polymath as well, and I can't say strictly where I am, Chicago Schulte, but let's just say I'm very north of the state. I can't say what specific town, but I'm very north of the state. Very north. Very, very, very north. What was I getting at here? Oh, man, my brain. Oh, yeah, I did read Gooding the Polymath. I'll have a review out probably Monday, JT Kirk, so keep your eyes and ears open for that. I am looking forward to getting that review out there because, yeah, it's cool to have more good stuff to talk about in the world. Also, I did a video guide yesterday for Mark Miller's Prodigy Slaves of Mars #1. I would kindly suggest you find gentleman and lady, save it to your watch later tab, 5 minutes, and yeah, save it to your watch later because it's my first video in a while that bombed. It was really weird. Like usually, you get videos that do well, then you get videos that do really well. The ones that do okay, maybe underperform, but this one flat out bombed. I was like, and I know I had some people watch it, and I'm like, hey, do you feel like anything was off about this one? Like, no, just seems like just another, Chicago video. I mean, sorry, not Chicago. Sorry, guys. Just another comic video for me. So I'm like, okay, so if it's right in line with what I normally do, so it's not an issue with me. But so I was like, okay, I guess it's just not getting out there. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So do watch it later, though. I would greatly appreciate that. So, anyways, I'll tell you what, though. Lately, I've been reading from, of course, Mark again. Just keeps coming up. I've also been reading him and Sean Gordon Murphy's, what's that story called? Chrononauts. It's like Back to the Future with two youngins and even more redonkulous, even more like crazy ambitious. And it's what happens to give two young gentlemen the power to influence time and what they'll do with it. And you can imagine one of them wants to get all the girls, the other wants to get all the cool cars, and they'll be the king of all the kingdoms. It is what happens when two dudes have too much fun with it. This would be a really good bromance, Rush Hour, Lethal Weapon, Deadpool and Wolverine, where it's two dudes getting together and having a lot of fun with their situation. So yeah, Chrononauts been very fun. If any of you guys know, obviously, the art of Sean Gordon Murphy, it's freaking awesome. His art's really good, by the way. Like, and I liked this stuff a few years ago from Batman White Knight, but this stuff here with Chrononauts, just saying. Oh, I got two gentlemen who popped up back here. See, I talk, I hold the line for a bit. It shows you I can hold the line solo. What's up, John Platt? How you doing, brother? I can hold the line solo, but because we got our gentleman here, let's bring the first one on in. What's up, Fenrir?
Hello there, lads and lasses, and all those beautiful things up there in the middle. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. Life's been going okay. Sorry if I couldn't make it the last few weeks. I was kind of busy. But good news, in those times I was not here, I was scoring pretty good.
Oh,
so at least there's that.
Okay. Wow. I like that. I like that a lot.
But sadly, I asked to please go first because I cannot stay for very long.
Okay. Right.
I have business to attend to.
Well, hopefully business will be good. As Megadeth said back in 1986, killing is my business and business is good. So hopefully all is good on the side of business. But good to have you here, sir, for the time being. Good to have you. All right?
It's always good to be here, Nick.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's bring in our other dude here. Howdy ho! Yeah.
Hey, was so
Our
cool,
Yoda
bro.
from beyond the south.
Oh man, the South, it has been crazy. Although I'm actually seeing at the US and thinking, man, maybe we are not crazy or that crazy after all. Yeah,
The world, dude. The world is crazy. The world is crazy.
oh,
Hey,
absolutely,
at least
Don't
you're
take
not
it out on
France.
yourself.
Be happy with that. At least you're not France.
brother. A
Yeah.
lot of times I talk with my mom, and she is kind of in the middle of the situation. She's like, live and let live, right? After France, she has been talking a lot of the same stuff that we have been saying for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like France got into the normal people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. I
The
will say it's
world
fun.
is not crazy enough. I like how you took a Bond title and then threw in the crazy.
Yeah.
I love that particular Brosnan Bond movie. That is my jam. Like I like for me, like there's times where I even preferred over GoldenEye. GoldenEye is still probably objectively the best one, but there are times where the world is not enough. Just hits a sweet spot that even GoldenEye doesn't. But Tomorrow Never Dies is a solid honorable mention. It's got the best villain as far as Brosnan Bond goes. It's got the best Brosnan villain. Tomorrow Never Dies. There's one thing that got the best was the villain. The villain in that one's really good because it was very prophetic to where we have now with all the big tech type of characters. So yes, Brosnan was a really good Bond. So
You
all
are
right,
right, but
Pablo,
you
Yeah.
know
carry
what's the
on.
worst?
Sorry,
Oh
I
no,
just interrupted you like crazy.
no, you were absolutely right. But the thing is that the Brosnan era is basically the Looney Tunes era, the crazy, over the top,
That's what I
nonsensical era.
love. That's what
Yeah,
Dude,
I
that's the
so
love.
best era. That's the best
yeah,
era of anything.
but it was prophetic about current times. So the crazy
Yeah, I don't
is
remember about that.
possibility. Man, but you were saying about body movies, and gotta say, Deadpool and Wolverine has been generating a lot of good love, and is because is the best movie about comic books that has been made. Not best comic book movie. That's
Mhm.
different. This one is about comic books. You see the covers for the comics. You see a lot of bits and Easter eggs that Marvel has not been doing about real Marvel, about old school Marvel. You see a lot of these small details that are love for old school comic books
Mhm. Mhm.
that has
This
been
was
absolutely lost.
this book was, how can I say? You see, when you're a teenager and you want to buy one of those nudie mags because, come on, it's just second nature. This
Mhm.
movie is the nudie mag in the store that just gets you to want to buy it.
Yep.
That was
Basically,
such
yep.
a funny analogy. I gotta give it to you on that one. That was funny,
Thank you.
Fenrir. That was a really well placed analogy. What's up, Bodega Outlaw? Subhuman A4. Yes, we will talk comic books. I promise. I mean, if we want, we could talk some of the, I guess you could say, comic book stuff that was paid respects to in the movie. I mean, you had I think we have a chat here. Chat. Let's give our
Oh,
chat
my favorite
10
was the
seconds.
homage to
Hold on.
James
Hold on.
Byrne
Hold
run.
on. Hold up. I want to give our chat a moment. We'll talk about the comic book stuff in my chat. Are we go with talking about the comic book stuff in case you have an interest in seeing it and you don't want it ruined? Let me know. I'll give you all about 10 seconds in case you want to bow out, and we'll come back in like 10 minutes. I just want to be fair. I want to give our audience a moment to not turn back because I would like to talk the comic book aspects of the movie
Yeah.
because that movie had a lot of respects to the source material, which should be standard. But it's nice to see now this movie, like a commenting say he doesn't care about suppose. Okay, I just want to, hey, that's good you don't, but I want to make sure I give our other folks here a moment to get out of here in case it got
Meanwhile, I can maybe express a bit of what I saw in the movie without spoiling anything, because it's the Favreau era of Iron Man, basically. You see those small details that are maybe even nonsensical to be in that place. For example, in Iron Man 2, the Captain America prototype shield,
Mm-hmm.
because that should be in other places, right? By
Mm-hmm.
the way, it appears on the movie.
What
Yeah,
I
it's
like is a lot of the homage to a lot of the variations of legendary
hmm,
Wolverine stars. You had Patch, you had actual Old Man Logan with the hat and all. Then you had the what was it, Uncanny X-Men
The
251 cover,
Cavalry
Cavalry.
was
Yeah,
my favorite.
yeah. More
Oh,
of
and the
a
size
movie
accurate
thing.
Wolverine got
oh,
me just laughing my
Oh,
ass
five
off.
foot three. Yeah. Now see, that was funny seeing 5'3". 5'3" Wolverine's like, oh hey, look at you, comic accurate height Wolverine.
the
That was
worst part, it
hilarious.
looked right.
It did look great. I thought it looked great. I thought
Yeah,
it was awesome. I rolled with it. I had no issues that there was another one. Oh, it was the John Byrne cover to I think it
but
was
I did hate one thing about this movie:
what was that?
the freaking they blue balled us with the Hulk versus Wolverine fight, man. Right there, we'll never have it. They blue balled us, man.
With a reboot in a few years, you'll probably get it. But I did like seeing how there was a homage with the Hulk's face on the claws. I'm trying to think what comic that was. A Hulk Summer number 3 something. Someone correct me in the chat what issue that was. Incredible Hulk, because I think it was the debut of Wolverine, and giving him the brown suit was cool to see. Seeing Gambit, of course, with the comic accurate suit. I actually loved seeing the suit. I know there's been very mixed feelings, even from people who liked the movie, that they didn't like this. I thought the Gambit suit looked great. Now,
Yeah, here's
obviously,
the thing.
what's your thing?
I did not like Channing Tatum's version of Gambit. I mean, he has the looks, but in spirit, I honestly think Taylor was better.
No,
Fair.
that's the joke. And if you don't know, they keep on limbo that project, the Gambit project, for a long time, and they never got the character right, so they just abandoned the project.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was on the
And
time
and one
where
thing that had me in tears, there has only been one Blade, and there will always only be one.
they
And this
knew.
movie made it clear
Mm-hmm.
only one man was born for that role.
Okay, if you don't know, on the backstage, they were almost losing the star for the movie
Mm-hmm.
since I will say 6 months ago, and that happened when they were filming this movie. So basically, they knew already that it was the only Blade. The project was already called. It was not on ice, but was already called. No, it's on ice.
Mm-hmm.
That limbo thing, it means absolutely nothing. The project is not going forward unless they actually get a way to make Blade part of the story. Because on the previous attempts for a script, Blade was not really on the story whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue with Blade. So they knew, they were referencing that on that scene, and it was absolutely perfect. It was even prophetic because, yeah, it
Because let's be
was.
honest, at this point, we'll probably not have Blade at all because they have
I
literally
prefer
put it
that,
in limbo.
dude. I prefer that.
Thank you,
The
Subhuman.
movies. Oh, the Incredible
Me
Hulk.
too.
Yeah, you were right. On the Uncanny X-Men is the, I think, 89 issue,
Mhm.
the 251.
There was also the Age of Apocalypse version of
Yep.
Wolverine too, which is cool to see. What's up, Max
Oh, there
Redstone?
was also the homage to that comic book cover where Wolverine was in a cross of X. I used to have that
That's
book.
Uncanny. That's
God,
Uncanny. That's
yeah, I
Uncanny
used to have that comic
251.
book.
Oh, dude, you have a treasure there.
Nah.
You absolutely have a treasure.
Yeah, I
Crow!
need to find it somewhere in my parents' basement. I need to go back.
They also had Weapon Omega. If you didn't realize.
I didn't. I missed that one. I did miss
Oh,
that.
one of the versions for Wolverine was Weapon Omega.
I missed that. I can't believe I missed that. Shame on me. I did not know. Jeez. Okay, I missed one. See, that's
Oh,
what happens
there's a
when you're having
lot.
fun. That's see I want to have those mistakes so that when I do rewatch it, I mean, oh yeah, I
This,
remember.
this is the kind of movie that was literally made for dudes, comic book nerds, to get together and talk about like we're doing right now. This movie was made for us, man.
Did you notice the comic book accurate Thor helmet?
Yeah, well, Thor wore it briefly in the first movie when he was walking down that
But it
hall.
was not comic book accurate.
No, it wasn't, but it was a
This
helmet.
time was. Oh, I love that.
No, this
It would be
look at
like
this.
watching the Flash, but instead of thunderbolts, he'll actually have wings in his mask.
All
Oh,
I got is a keychain of Deadpool doing the heart symbol. Although it's weird because if you flip it, it looks like he's holding balls.
I bet
I
it
think that was on purpose, dude.
Yeah.
probably was. If there's anything we know with a character like Deadpool is most things are done absolutely intentionally. Oh, Pyro wore a suit this time around too. Pyro wore a
Yep.
suit, which is cool to see. It was happy. It was good to see him wear a comic accurate suit. I was just like, yeah, Pyro finally doing it right with the suit. It's about bloody time. So yeah, I was really happy that we got a lot of suits. Obviously, Chris Evans wore his Johnny Storm Human Torch suit under his clothes, which obviously was a good reveal.
So,
I even liked as far
okay,
as
another
I
thing I
actually
didn't like is the disrespect of the Fantastic Four they keep on giving, man. Hey, I know Pyro is a very. I made a tweet on this on who would win Pyro versus Johnny Storm. I know it's like this Liarity versus Mozart, but at some
Okay,
point
which
Johnny
Pyro?
should have been able to hold longer.
he
No,
should
no,
have.
no, no, no. It depends on the version of Pyro. Because if you go old school Pyro, yeah, Johnny Storm can handle it. If you go like Uncanny X-Men era Pyro, Pyro can actually modify how fire works. On It's stupid, but on a molecular level, yeah, handling plasma on a molecular level. Good luck. But yeah, supposedly he can not kill the fire, but made such as the fire extinguish all the oxygen around John Storm, basically turning him off in a second.
Mhm.
And Johnny Storm has a limit on how much fire he can generate. If you go on the
I thought his limit
Stanley,
was supernova at best.
Supernova.
no, have you read the uh,
Supernova.
Jack Kirby Stanley era for the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I used a great
Yeah,
number of it.
Johnny Storm has a limiter. He can only generate so much fire at the time, and once he reached that limit, he's basically useless. So if you go by the laws of the Fantastic Force up to maybe the 80s,
Mhm.
uh, Johnny Storm is really easy to defeat. You just have to turn him off once or exceed the amount of fire that he can generate, and he's out of combat. That's why he's not at the level of powerhouse as the Thing. The Thing is super powerful, has a lot of stamina. He's super durable because of the amount of protection that the stone generates. The Thing is other than being deformed, is basically the best one of the Fantastic Four. How his powers work, he's the only one that can permanently keep on fighting. Unlike Reed, Reed can only stretch so far. He has a lot of vulnerabilities. The Thing is basically a monster. Is absolutely wonderful in a fight, right? Johnny Storm, he's a good range kind of character,
Mhm.
not the best, but he's a really good range character. He's good at unleashing the supernova fire, and that's it.
Mhm.
That is also from the Kirby era of the Fantastic Four, by the way. It was already canon on that time. but he had the vulnerability that fire will go off and he cannot reignite it in an instant. And yes, comic journey, the Invisible Woman is a powerhouse when you start to get his other superpowers, like the shield, like some light
The constructs.
manipulation. Yeah, that's when you actually see her as the absolute powerhouse. If you go in a scale, I will say is the Thing, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and Reed Richards. That doesn't mean Reed Richards is weak.
Well, Reed's
Uh,
the smartest one of the
yeah,
bunch. What he lacks in strength, he makes up for
exactly.
in that. That's his whole spiel. And despite what what the MCU is attempting to try to tell people for a long time, Reed Richards is the smartest character in the MCU. It's not even up for debate. He's got people who are up there. Sure, you can make an argument for Stephen Strange, Black Bolt, Prince T'Challa, of course Namor the
Now,
Submariner.
Reed
But
Richards will always be number
Richards
one.
is always number one. Uno, unos. What's up, Comic
And
Journey?
Doom will
Welcome
be
to
his
the
number
channel, by the
two.
way. And shout
Forever
out
the number two of Reed Richards.
Debut!
to our boy D Bud. Says huge. Sorry, I'm late. He's on J-Man. See, that's fair. If you're on J-Man show, I could forgive that. Comic
You guys heard me, right?
He has a funny point about that. No pun intended with the point.
Hey, no rubber
But-
needed.
Here's what's funny about his point though, because it's more so about Namor. Namor is not phased by the fact that Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, could stretch his own thing, and Namor is not phased by that one bit.
Nah,
I mean,
I
He is
think
not
Neymar.
intimidated one
I mean,
bit
you
by
kind of
that.
have to admit, Namor
Really
will probably
pretty
never be able to
alpha.
compete with Reed when it comes to where it matters.
You
No,
gotta
no,
be-
no, 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 no. The thing is that Neymar was already kind of salty. I
Uh-huh.
will say really sea level salty about Captain America. Then after Captain America goes on ice and disappear, Neymar finds a guy that is stretchy and he gets his ass beaten in the worst way possible. He beats him on getting the blondie. So he knows he is no longer the most powerful fighter, even though Captain America is not present. He already had a fight with the Human Torch that basically lost. And no, a stretchy guy takes away the only thing that he had left, that was manliness. Well, I will say, yeah, that's reasoning for becoming a super villain after being part of the Allied forces.
Uh-huh.
And yes, Namor was helping the US in the fight against the Nazis.
He's very confident. You gotta give him that. Like he's the fact that he's like
Yeah, but he was
knows what
causing a
he
lot
can
more
do.
harm than good most of the time.
And
Namor was a punk.
Namor's a punk, and he's confident, man. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of his ideology and how he sees things, but I gotta give him credit, man. He's got the confidence. That is, and it takes balls to have that type of confidence. You got to give it to him in that regard. That's a kind of a big deal. Kind of a huge deal.
Neymar is so confident that the only protection that he has on his whole body is for his balls, and that doesn't mean he doesn't get to show them. Because his whole outfit is basically a thong that he can use to show his balls, but keep them cozy so he can fight.
That was good. Oh, that was funny.
Dude, other characters, I remember we have been talking how the armor-ish style of suits doesn't really work, but they have been trying it since, I will say, even the 60s or 50s on different levels. The tight suits are absolutely the best, but they have been trying here and there using different kinds of militaristic outfits and all that shit, right? Namor is the only character that I have not never but rarely seen wearing anything other than a thong. And when I say
That's because
he's
he doesn't
wearing,
need it.
yeah, when I say he's wearing other things than a thong, is because he's wearing a crown. So he keeps his jewels safe and his head jewels safer because
Mm-hmm.
he rarely
Yeah,
wears
if
them.
he didn't need to worry about the Kiwis, he'd probably go on all full savage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about a few topical topics because I feel like these are really relevant things. So I'm gonna pop up Mr. Jim Zub's Twix. This is a really great one, and when we see good news, we gotta acknowledge it as one should, especially for something that has been really good on its own merit. So Jim Zub, who's been obviously writing Conan the Barbarian now for over a year at Titan, has announced that he's got at least the next three
Oh.
years. So right now we're talking 12, and his goal way back before he was 12 issues deep into his run, now 13 because 13 came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. His goal is if he could at least do 50, he's got at least the next 3 years. He has signed a long-term contract to keep writing Conan. So now he gets to realize his vision. Because think about it, 3 years, which is 36 more comics on top of the 13 he has now. We're talking 49. He's gonna get 50. He's gonna get 50. And I think this is awesome that this happened. It makes me really happy between that Savage Sword getting extended to 12 issues. And it's of course it's giant size, format. This is awesome that we're getting all this amazing Conan right now. And of course, we got Battle of the Blackstone as well coming out less than a month from now. So have you guys been reading Conan or has it just been me and Caster?
Out of late, I haven't been reading Conan. I
Uh-huh.
left at issue number 10.
Okay.
But the news that basically we are keeping a single vision, I
Mm-hmm.
will prefer if we had the whole team,
Mm-hmm.
artists, lettering, pencils, and everything working all together all the time. But yeah, having a single vision is a must, at least for
Well,
this
at
kind of
least they
story.
got the writer, and I
Yeah.
understand with the penciler. These are obviously De La Torre. He has his speed. He's not a fast penciler. He's a guy who does a few issues, takes a small break, and then picks up a few issues
Mhm.
later. The fact that apparently he's going to be on board for a while too. And if it's
Oh,
just the rotation between him and Braithwaite, I think that's fine too, because that means they both get to do a full arc. And if it's just those two, you have a unified vision. Especially on the main title, you have a unified vision, and that's good because then you have three guys who are all on the same page. This is
yeah.
nowadays this is unheard of. This is a lot less common at a time where books at like the big two are lucky if they can make it 12 issues. So I'm really happy that we're getting a Conan comic that is going all the way with this. Titan is killing it. They got the Savage Sword out. Of course, one's gonna Battle of the Blackstone coming out in a few weeks. I think this is awesome news. And I'm hoping with Battle of the Blackstone coming out in a few weeks, I'm hoping that paves the way for more of the Robert E. Howard
Oh
characters to
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
their
yeah.
own series because it'd be awesome if we had El Borak or Bran Mac Morn, or of course more obvious characters like Solomon Kane getting even if they can't get an ongoing series, but even a limited series. I'd be happy to even see a few limited series, like 6-7 issues for a character just to give them their moment under the sun.
I think one of the few reasons that I say they need to keep a single vision is because they have been deviating a lot from Robert E. Howard's original material.
Uh-huh.
They have been picking some things from the Conan movies. They have been
Oh yeah, they
taking
brought in
something.
the sword in the 11th issue, which I actually thought that was well told how that was
Oh,
done.
not only that, the helmet, you see part of the drawing of the city on issue 9 is taken from the concept art for the Conan movie.
Yeah.
For the, yeah, they had some of the slave part of Conan, the original movie. Uh,
Mhm.
some scenes from the movie has been used on the comic. But my point is, they are deviating from Robert E. Howard actually a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If they are going to do that, they need to keep a single vision, because if you are not following the character as it should be written, at least you
Mm-hmm.
need to keep people that know how to read the character in a way that feels natural for what you already know. And
Mm-hmm.
Conan is a series that needs the old fans more than newer,
Mm-hmm.
because there's not really a good way to market it to newer fans if
Mm-hmm.
it's not through the old fans being the push, being the ones
Mm-hmm.
that are taking this. Conan sounds too dull for normies.
Mm-hmm.
If you already know that Conan is
Oh
absolutely
God, yeah.
incredible, yeah,
Conan is a character that you cannot make mainstream in a sense where you can neuter it. Otherwise, if you water down any bit, it's not Conan. There's
yeah,
deviation, but it's still barbaric. It's still savage. Well, no
If he's
savage
not a
pun
big
intended.
dude in the middle of a post-apocalyptic world fighting the forces of evil, it's just not worth it. And if he doesn't have a hot chick every single issue around him,
Well, some
come on.
issues he doesn't. Some issues it's all about him and the boys. Like
But you know the
the
spirit is
last
still
arc
there.
was
You know the
great.
spirit of hot chicks is still
Okay.
there, dude.
But you can still make it great like the previous arc that De La Torre did do with King Cole and Brule the Spear Slayer. That was freaking awesome. That was basically the boys getting together, and that's where they had to fight out Thulsa Doom. That was a fantastic arc. And oh, by the way, guys, if you look this up online, you can read this for free, of course. And yes, it is open to read legally. Conan
yep,
Battle of the Blackstone
Basically,
Trade
these
comic
stories
book.
are the good of all,
fair,
are
but
the embodiment of all the idiots love to call toxic masculinity,
yeah,
and
Yes.
it's good.
but Fenrir, it's funny that you say post-apocalypse, because there's actually a theory about the Conan world. You know, they are
Yeah, that it's before Earth. Yeah,
no, it's after our society. Basically,
yeah, post-apocalypse.
the theory is that we find a way to fight technology through magic, and we face extinction. And
Mm-hmm.
this world is obviously thousands and thousands of years after, when the sorcery is there, but the concept for technology is still present.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of what happened with Marvel Comics with Conan, because they were adding a lot of stuff that was not from Robert E. Howard,
Mm-hmm.
including technology,
Mm-hmm.
and that was implemented on the newer novels that were made by other people. So no, technology is part of Conan canon
Mm-hmm.
in a way that looks like it's our technology,
Mm-hmm.
where maybe a bit more futuristic, but yeah, that theory exists and is actually really entertaining. I think it's a lot of shit, but it at least is really entertaining.
It has been one of the absolutely best comics on the market, and it's been fun. I've been looking forward to every issue when it comes out. I know this month we get the Barbarian number 14, which is a part 2 of the 4-part arc involving the Frost Giant's daughter. And then, of course, we get the Savage
He's
Sword
banging
a
her.
week later. And I'm looking forward to that as well, because apparently that's supposed to set the stage for Battle of the Blackstone, which the week after that will start that whole crossover. And it'll be cool to see some of these Robert E. Howard characters come together for something. It feels like it's something it feels like when you finally get a crossover, it feels well earned, not like the way Marvel and DC events nowadays are every month, and they say it changes the world forever until it doesn't, and the very next month,
It's
now literally,
basically meaningless.
yeah. Like, and this is something, of course, Mark Miller got right as well when he did Big Game last fall. He never had done a major crossover. Like, he had some of his Middle World characters crossover, but as far as like a big line wide thing, when he did for Big Game, it was a big deal. And now, we're over a year in, and Howard's finally gathering some of these characters again. It feels like it's really special, and I hope it's something that we'll cover when it comes out, because it definitely feels like one of those comics that definitely is going to warrant the conversation. I mean, we're going to have Conan, Dark Agnes, and Solomon Kane in the same room. How could we not be talking about that? Just saying, how can we not? I think I'm being flexible with that. I think I'm being flexible with that. I mean, come on. Come on. What's up, Phantom Outsider? How you doing, Mohammed said? How you guys doing? Subhuman 84 said, I highlighted as I said that, brother. He said, you've been reading the Skybound G.I. Joe comics. So, okay. So I finally got a hold of reading the Destro, number 2 this week. I have the weirdest conflict with Destro. Because as a story, I really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. I think it's really good 2 issues in story-wise. But man, could they really have tried to pick a better artist for it? I don't get the Void Rivals is still great. Transformers is still great. Obviously, G.I. Joe's coming out, which is going to have the writer and artist from Duke, which is great. And of course, Cobra Commander was great. But man, if it wasn't for the story that was being told, I would straight up not read this book. That's how good the story is. It makes up for how bad the art is. Usually, I know some guys who are so obsessive on art that if the art is bad, that takes them away from writing, even if it's good. So I just, man, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's not like the worst art, especially if you put it next to the Scarlet book, where that art is like the worst ever. But and Duke, not Duke. Destro looks like $1,000 compared to Scarlet's $2. But it's not the $100,000, $500,000, $1 million type of book. But luckily, I'm invested. The story's good. I'm having fun. I just really bummed that they did not get a better artist for it, because it's someone who clearly does not understand G.I. Joe at all, and it shows, man. It straight up shows, bro. So, but yeah, other than that though, hey, if you're enjoying the art, whatever, cool, great. But man, come on, Air John Universe, you guys are better than that. We know you're better than that. You've done better than that, and you're still doing better than that. But at the end of the day, you can't get everything right. I guess, it's that whole saying about you can't have it both ways. So it is what it is. Such is the way of things. You can't have all the books be golden, whether it's on one front or another. So I get it. Anyways, Conan aside, Energon Universe aside, Fenrir, I know you don't have the longest time here, but what have you been reading at home that has been tickling your pickle?
Well, okay, first of all, fantastic choice of words. Second of all,
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of the Dynamite comics recently, mostly as I wait for the Johnny Quest ones to come out, because I'm a major Johnny Quest fan. You know that in heart.
Yeah, I hear Space Ghost has been really good. More and more people are talking about it.
Yeah, it's been great. At least the last chapter, it's such a great story that I really don't want to spoil it to you guys, but the ending, man, it really grabs your heart, as it brings Space Ghost into a situation where he has to choose between his power bands and his projects. It is great, man.
Mm-hmm.
And before I start sounding like a hippie saying man all the time, dude, it is just, I really recommend. The Space Ghost books have been going so good. I really hope they don't screw it over with Johnny Quest. I really, really want it to be good.
I hope it's good, man. Was that Joe Casey guy is writing it? I hope it's good too. We know when it's coming out. Is that this month or is that
Dynamite's going to do a lot of comic book stuff. They're going to do things like Ben 10 even so. And those who know, man, that can really
be... Okay. Explain that. They are doing Ben 10.
Yeah,
they are doing original series, a stupid follow-up series, a stupid kid-oriented series,
I think it's the original.
Or real Ben 10.
I think it's the original, but it's uncertain at this point. It could be some crazy time travel universal crap. No one knows, but most wanted it to be the original,
Uh-huh.
but who knows, man?
Yeah, it was the fun one.
I wanted to be a continuation from Alien Force that gets away from the canon, because everything after Alien Force is just crap, dude.
Yeah, they played too much into the incest angle, sadly.
Yeah, and Tara Strong wasn't really much of a help in trying to stop that.
Yeah.
She is one sick lady, hot but
Oh,
sick.
have you seen what she did for My Little Pony with fans? The bondage
Oh,
video.
oh
Yeah,
man, don't remind me.
voice actors, man, really weird people. Really weird
Because
people.
again, really, the thing that really saves it for her is that she is very, very hot. And I'm sorry, she's been around since I was a kid.
Yeah,
This
she's
explains
no
how
longer
old she
hot.
is.
But yeah, when I was
She
like
has
20,
aged
she was.
perfectly. She has
Oh,
aged
man.
like fine wine.
Oh, have you seen her? I will say 2008 era.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. She was good at Harley Quinn though.
Oh definitely.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, Tara
I swear
Strong.
to God.
She was okay.
Swear to
For
God,
most
the
people,
imagination of a kid growing up through puberty with her voice.
yeah.
Man.
If you don't know her, think about Raven on the Teen Titans. Yeah.
Yeah. And Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she
I think
was.
Subhuman is asking if it's based off original or the night. Are you talking about the New Adventures? I don't. Maybe I
It's
think it
based on
might
the
be
60s.
based. Oh,
Nice.
Honestly, the
nice.
best version on my book.
Muhammad,
But yeah,
what's
she
up,
was Jimmy
brother?
Turner too.
How was Superman 234 for you, man? Tell me what your thoughts were. I want to hear it. I'm hoping we could get a really good blue Dynamite and
Blue Falcon.
Blue Falcon. I want that book, and I want it with a good writer and artist who are love those characters, and they're make it fun, and they're gonna give it lots and love and respect. Lots and
A
love.
lot of
What's
great
up,
adventures.
Peter
That's all
Bankman
we
fan
ask.
site? What's up, Belmont? How you doing, Justin? I was just actually rereading earlier Smokes the Fox. I gave it my second read, and once again, guys, very, very fun book. And one
However, I
that
have to warn you, the Thundercats book sucks, so avoid it. Really
I, I,
sucks.
I can't wait
Oh,
to avoid it. I can't
that's
wait to
really
avoid it.
okay. That's
I
really
did
really
read
sad.
as you guys, I did read my
It does suck.
was it from that umbrella guy Hunt the Littlest Umbrella. It was pretty good. I've never read the previous two. Even though I didn't read the previous two, I wasn't confused at all. um I had fun with it. It was not like like a big like right home story about, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really fun father and daughter story with a lot of monsters involved. And it was definitely something, especially if you probably want to read with your kids, you can definitely have a nice jolly time, sit home at the fireplace and get warm in a blanket. And daughter's having chocolate milk and dad's having his beer, and just a nice little bedtime story told comic style. So
Well, yeah, that was the original plan. I remember the campaign. It was 2022,
mhm.
21, 22. It was exactly that. It was just a story made by a father for his daughter. So he sold it so more fathers and daughters could enjoy it. It was basically that idea.
No, I did enjoy it. I might check out if he does a fourth one. I might give it a look. I did think about it. I'm like, I might give it a look, but Smokes a Foxhole, there's something just a little extra about that was just such a jolly time. And the fact that there's a Fox character too, oh dude, it's fun. It's a really, really good time. And I'm gonna rave about it. And what's that? Subhumans that he's been reading Executive Assistant Iris. I'm also who makes that one? Is that a crowdfunder or will publisher? Talk to me, brother. What's up, Peter Venkman fan site? Nice to see you here. Phantom Outsider, ask the brother a favor. I will set you up, man. I will set you up. Pablo, well, while we're doing that, what have been some books that you've been enjoying in the land?
Oh, I finished Zorro. Finally got into the final issue of Zorro.
Okay, okay, okay. Go on. Are you
Zorro.
talking about Gordon Murphy?
They actually go straight up Great Landing,
Okay.
and
You.
it's really difficult because the sister is annoying as fuck
Mm-hmm.
until she's not.
Mm-hmm.
I won't spoil too much. Seeing her getting tortured, oh fuck, that was intense. Is a character that I was not really into, but seeing her in the last issue was actually really uh, hard. The way that they end the final battle, the way that they present the action, the way that they present just a smear of doubt on Sorrow on if he is worthy of the title, of he is even the Sorrow of this era,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the way that they present it as part of a more religious and mystical thing
Mm-hmm.
is really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I'm trying to avoid spoilers because a lot happens.
You're
The
talking
final,
GM's book, by the way, right?
yeah,
Gordon Murphy. Okay, okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Is the Sorrow for the modern era, and it has been really, really interesting. Uh, is over. I think they left a bit of chance for a longer series, just focusing
Mm-hmm.
on Diego de la Vega Sorrow and forgetting everything about the sister. That they should, because they actually present you with a really good reason why the people will be into Zorro existing, not why Zorro should exist, why the
Mm-hmm.
people need that kind of character. They need a hero to rile. Uh, they need this center character that actually gets people into movement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about Zorro is an aristocrat getting in the middle of a fight between the commoner and the aristocracy, and he's
Mm-hmm.
fighting for the side of the commoner.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have that inspirational figure so the people can rise against the government and they can try to overthrow it, taking back power for the people. Is a is that kind of character, is a liberator kind of character, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make it so this new version is striving for exactly the same thing, but he's crazy bananas. He actually believes he's in the past and he is the real Zorro, the original Zorro. He's cuckoo crazy
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yeah.
modern era with machine guns and drug trafficking. So that
Yeah.
works perfectly. It's fun as hell.
Yeah.
I
And
bet
dude,
Sean's art was really good
if
in
you
it.
wanna
That dude's amazing. Sean
Oh,
Gordon
the
Murphy
final
is so
fight,
good.
the end of the final fight, I will say Chef Kiss. That final panel, the final page in general, for the fight, absolutely incredible. I love it, everything about it, and I cannot spoil it. Or should I? Should I
Up
show
to
the page?
up to you, man. If you want to show it off,
Okay,
you
most
can.
people.
I all I know is as far as Sean Gordon, you before you got there, I was raving about his Chrononauts he did a few years back because that art in Chrononauts is amazing
I
from
don't
Sean
think
Gordon
most
Murphy.
people will give a shit if I spoil this, so I will
Go
do
for it.
this, but I will give the warning. I'm about to show. Uh, there you go.
Oh, but
The
dude, if you ever want
final
to
four
see
Zorro.
a modern take on Zorro in the modern age in a superhero kind of way, I recommend looking for a cartoon called Zorro Generation Z. Pretty good watch.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
If you could share my screen.
yes.
Okay, so this is the final confrontation, and this is the last page for the fight. Not the last page of the comic, but the last page for the fight.
Oh,
And
that's
it's just
nice. Oh, that is
right,
nice.
Sweet,
Dude,
dude.
right.
that is, dude. Yeah, that's Sean's
Freaking
style.
sweet with the.
I gotta give Sean credit.
And
He
look this
definitely
next
he has
page.
his own style. Ooh. Oh, dude.
Right, is
Oh,
fucking
that's
good. And
nice.
they every single issue has panels like that. So I love the art. I love the direction that they took with how De La Vega works, how this city is absolutely taken by narco traffic and everything, and is a good reflection of something that is actually happening on Mexico right now, because there's complete towns that belong to the cartel
Mm-hmm.
that the police will never get into. They will never even try to touch the cartel towns because, well, it's going against an army.
Mm-hmm.
They are not prepared. The military on Mexico is not prepared to face such an army.
Look, the
It's
only
an
way they could probably do it would have been if the U.S. intervened and gave them their Navy SEALs to go on a straight
Yeah,
hunt. I mean,
basically.
just screw human rights, screw the law. We're going vigilante Punisher justice.
But here is a sorrow that appears in that time in such a situation, and he is the symbol that people needed to be willing to lose their lives for something,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because the the people are the ones that take action and take over the cartel and end the conflict in this story,
Mm-hmm.
because there's that symbol that mobilize them, that actually generates that call to action for them to
The
throw their
symbol that
lives for
they don't need
something
to be
bigger.
afraid anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And that story works really, really well. The part of the sister being from the cartel and everything and all that works a bit. The issue is that the sister is too much that overly strong woman. Then they fucking beat her to a pulp.
Oh, it sounds brutal.
And
You
I'm
know.
like, seeing a woman being beaten that way, you feel something, you feel
Mm-hmm.
anger. And
Mm-hmm.
this is exactly that. They play with your emotions because you hate this woman, but you are willing to kill for her in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's great. The storytelling works so great on that moment, even though I hated the sister.
Oh wow! See that
Yeah, it's
was my
because you're a
initial
human being,
hesitance.
because you have the natural primal nature of humanity, and the writer knows it. That even if you hate a woman because they're a bitch, you're still not gonna allow. So you're not gonna be happy if a guy beats up a woman.
And she doesn't Mary Sue her way out of it. She is just beaten. That's it.
Wow.
That's the end for the fighting part of the sister. She lost. She gave everything and she was absolutely beaten. So now the main character Sorrow takes front stage,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a moment of doubt,
Mm-hmm.
then the build up, and then the final hero confronting the villain moment that works right.
Mm-hmm.
So I if I
You
had
actually
to
sold me. I wanted to read it now.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I've been a skeptic for months now. I feel I actually am really intrigued. It doesn't help that obviously been reading Chrononauts, but maybe that between Chrononauts and hearing you go on, and now that you got to the finish line, I feel compelled now that I actually want to read this now. Congratulations, Pablo! You freaking
yeah.
got me.
If I had to give it a score, I will say it's around a 7.5. So it's
Okay,
not great.
but the art is great though.
All the art is great, and some parts of the story, especially when they play with that religious theme
Uh huh.
of the sorrow being a figure that the people use as a conduit to God. as a chosen hero, a man that fights in the name of God for the people,
Uh-huh.
is really good. That part is really brilliant.
Phantom Outsider mentioned is that it's way too blood. Maybe it is logically, realistically. For me, I don't care. I like when stories go shamelessly over the top of that stuff. I want them to go crazy at that stuff. So I personally, if the story is good, well told, fun, I could go with over the top stuff like that. I
Oh
have
yeah. Even
no
in
shame
movies,
in the
I
game.
remember RoboCop. RoboCop is rivers and rivers of blood. It's stupid and it's so fun.
But it's so fun. It's so good.
Stupid movies that's supposed to be realistic of the old age or the best to watch.
Dude,
Dude,
You ever
if
saw
you
The
can,
Last Action Hero?
There's nothing realistic about Death Wish 3. When you watch Death Wish 3, everything about that last half hour of the movie is absolutely retarded.
Or Demolition
And
Man?
well, Disney
Kill
Demolition Man's a
Bill.
documentary, so that's where
Oh
I
yeah.
can see it. It's a documentary. That
By the
Demolition Man
way,
makes too much
how are you using the seashells?
What?
Demolition Man, the three seashells.
Oh, dude. Sorry, brain is.
We live in an era that we should actually be using the
And how
three
many
seashells.
how many tickets did you get for bad speak, Nick? How many?
Oh, dude. I don't want to go there.
Remember
I-
that if you are on the UK, you don't get a ticket, you get that sentence.
And he's not joking. That's real.
Well, that's the thing. I love that movie. I still love it, but I don't need it to become a freaking documentary.
What about Escape from New York?
That's another documentary. Really good documentary, by the way. But here's
Escape
the
from
thing.
LA?
Idiocracy.
You know what? I'm gonna be a rare contrarian and
Nah,
say
dude,
I
Idiocracy
love
is
Escape
it is a
from LA.
prophecy. It has
I
yet
think-
to happen, but it's happening as we speak.
What are you
Okay.
talking about? Biden is fixing the
No,
crops
it's
with
building
Rondo.
up. It's building up.
It has
It's slowly
electrolytes.
building up. I mean, look at the mass
No, I
number of
don't remember
immigration
that,
coming into the
Masmora.
cities. Soon they'll create the language of slang. And later, the garbage. And later, everything else, dude. It's happening slowly. Idiocracy will be real. Thank God I'll be dead by the time it happens.
So Osmora, I kind of remember it's coming back to me, but I don't have the best memory of that moment. Though I have a great
Let me
memory
tell
of
you
the
something.
square tickets.
The sheep,
And
the seashells. It's painful.
And the rat burgers. That,
I
by the
remember.
way,
Oh, I remember that. That was
if
like a
you're
normal
from
thing for
Latin
them, too.
America,
I remember that.
Yeah. if you are from Latin America and you have been on a soccer match, guess what? You are already used to that kind of food.
I remember the booger part very well. Go figure. I would remember the booger part well. Does that is the joke on me with that one? Now, of course, I remember that really gross part. I guess so. You can decide on that
There
one.
was this movie. There was this movie that I can't remember the name. There was this crazy, funny action movie. But one thing that movie taught me is that the name Gaylord is actually a real name.
Oh yeah, dude.
What was it?
That's always been a name. Who are you kidding, man? That's always been the name.
Seriously, your parents must hate you if they give you that name because
Well, that was
they
that
just
time
made your
where
childhood
gay
hell.
meant, but gay also meant happy at once upon a time. So
Yeah, and
That's
a
what
straight
happens.
dick was a good conversation. So you were giving your friend a straight dick.
yeah, you're just being straight up with them. It happened once upon a time. That's all. It's no big deal.
I mean,
Shite
where
happens,
did these
bro.
names come from? For example, how do you get Dick from Richard?
I don't know.
I mean, at some point
Well,
you need to
you
ask these
ask
questions.
nicely, maybe buy him dinner.
All right, we got a new member here, new channel member, Osmora. I think you became one again. I can't remember. Either way, you're a channel member. Osmora199 has become a balls.
Wait a minute, was that Sting?
No, it was Accept, dude. You need to do your homework. You need to listen to
Ah,
Accept.
man.
They're basically the German AC/DC, and they got 16 or 17 albums, and they're freaking awesome, and they're still great to this day. Their new one that came out in
My
April,
knowledge in Led
great,
Zeppelin is very limited.
I thought you were going to say they are still alive because the amount of
except
drugs,
are still
man.
alive. They're still going strong. They put out an album 4 months ago called Humanoid, and it's great. I love it. I listened to it for a whole month straight, every day, at least once or twice a day for 30 days straight. That's how much I loved it.
Okay, but now that we're on Screaming Near, I
Thank you,
got to say,
Osmora.
Desert Rose was the worst Sting album. I swear, I'm sorry, but it sucked for me. It
Mm-hmm.
sucked. I know
Well,
that's
I can
basically
tell you, I
heresy, but it
believe
sucked.
you though. I believe you. You sound very in your conviction about it.
You know, I haven't heard anything new from Sting after I went to his concert. It was, by the way, just the concert is a whole story in my city because it was made by the city government.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be a paid event. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people paid a lot for the tickets, and last minute they turned it into a free event.
Mm-hmm.
That I got the tickets by a friend inside of the government, the municipality government. So I got the tickets for the VIP section, and then I just see the sea of people coming, and it's just a mass of people moving towards the stage. And after the fight was over, after everything, Sting comes out, and is one
Uh-huh.
of the best concerts that I have been in my life. And he was, we are talking around 2013, 14. So his voice is already giving up. I don't know if you have heard him live out of late, but his voice is getting really, really rough.
Mm-hmm.
And
It comes
that's
with
in the
age, man.
peak. Yeah, it's in the peak. So you are hearing him sing
Mm-hmm.
with the strength, with all that force, but the voice is just so rough that it feels right.
Mm-hmm.
It feels the perfect send off,
Mm-hmm.
right? His voice is at the moment where he should retire it. Is a stuff of legend still, but you can feel the time coming. And
So
I'm like, I'm done with Sting. He's a wonderful singer. He's incredible. And I think I'm done. And I
His
haven't
time has come.
gotten anything new from him after that because that's the moment that I want to remember his career at, and I don't want to see him fall.
so
It's for the best.
so fan outsider, I had heard of Gaylord Perry, even though his name wasn't Gaylord, and I'm not talking about Mr. Perry, but there's another great player who had a great name in baseball in the 2000s. I think he was on the Kansas City Royals, and his name was Mike Sweeney. And you want a man? I'll tell you what. When I went to Sox games, and the announcer like number 30 something, Mike Sweeney. I always laughed when I heard him say Mike Sweeney because, well, Mike Sweeney. So there's no way you don't have that names like that. It was freaking funny as shit. Frank
But seriously, though,
Thomas.
some characters have some of the weirdest names ever.
Oh, dude, when I worked in an
Tell me about it.
automotive shop, I worked on some guy's car named Owen Wilson. I was just like, no way. There's another dude out there named Owen Wilson. Yeah. I remember there was another guy
Did in
named
any
Al.
second you stop and think maybe it was the actual guy?
I knew it wasn't because he wouldn't be out in super suburbia of Illinois getting tires put on his car. I knew it wasn't him.
At least your country still try to kinda make sense of names. In my country, there's a guy that his name translates to God's semen.
Uh huh.
There's another guy whose first name is Arnold Schwarzenegger as a single word, wrongly spelled, by the way.
Oh man.
We have
Oh,
given up on names. We're
no.
basically using the supermarket name as a name for a kid because what the,
No more
at least he will
Maria
remember it.
Lupe San Joaquin something.
So real quick, September 6th, Friday, we will be talking Huck on that episode. Mark Miller, Raphael Albuquerque will be talking their seminal story, Huck. So, chat, there's 20 here. You have basically about a month. Read Huck.
Huh, Nick, I thought we were going to have a guest tonight.
If you actually read the message, you would have actually saw what it actually said.
Dude, I'm sorry, but most of the time when I see our messages, I'm pretty much high up my ass.
Well, I'll put this way.
I'm with you,
If
brother.
you're late for this show, I can't promise I'll let you in because the guest for that show usually runs on limited time. And
No, I know him.
Sure.
We've talked before. We're actually friends.
Well, that all said, you gotta be either on time or that.
Okay, so next week, right?
No.
So after next week.
You go look at the message and you'll see.
Come on, man, that's too much work. You know I'm lazy.
Okay, well, good. If you can do it, I have faith in you. I have faith in you. But anyway,
that's like asking me to climb 50 miles.
Yes, folks, we will have another guest or two on Clobby's Comic Shop within the coming weeks. So those will be fun, and it's gonna be diabolical. It's gonna be huge. So let's have a lot of diabolical. Yeah, that will be for Huck. Huck will be the first Friday in September. So that way, by the way, Fender, if you ask the day of the Huck show, what do we talk about? I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay, look, I'm not that dumb, okay? I'm gonna read.
I know you're not. That's the thing. I know you're actually, see, here's the thing about you, Fender. You're actually really, really sharp when it comes to talking about good comics. I've heard you speaking about comics, and it's great and it's wonderful. When you go on these tangents about it, you're really good at it. That's the thing, Fender. You're really good at it. Like I can listen to you and I can enjoy it, but I'm also not going to be
for the medium.
I'm also not going to be liable for when you get high. That's on you, brother. That's going to be on you. So.
Well, and right. Pablo, he's my main contributor for this.
Man, you need to learn the skill perma high. If you can work perma high, if you can actually do it, and I mean software development is really it's a skill, man. You can do it.
Welcome to the show.
Well, not all of us have the power of the gods to survive the great amounts of hashish as you.
Well, guys, we're an hour.
We're all blessed with that power.
We're an hour and 13 into the show. I think with 20 plus here in the chat, it's about time we do this. So this is.
But I can't eat 29 burgers without vomiting, though.
This is to all of you, all 20 of you. And Osmore 199, thank you for becoming a member, sir. Cheers. Hope you all have a good Friday night. We appreciate all of you taking your time to be here. Shout out.
I at least have that.
Oh, that is good. Oh, that's real good, by the way.
Yeah, it's the power of booze.
It's the power of booze.
Hey, dude, remember, talking about booze, when are you going to do the whole, Rebel Moon thing?
Why do you guys keep bringing up Rebel Moon? I don't care.
Because you have to do it.
I don't care about Rebel Moon.
You said you were going to do it, man. You need to do it.
I didn't say it was. I said maybe. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll see is Maybe we'll see. It doesn't mean, as I'll admit, it doesn't even mean no. But
Now you can't get out of it that easy, man.
apparently, you guys won't let that shit go. You and Caster, man. I think 5 picoseconds is evil about it too. I can't remember, or maybe he was against. I can't remember. 5. Correct me if you're out there. Okay, Tina Guzman for $5 says Happy Friday. Just wanted to
Watch
drop.
the damn director's cut and read the book. That's the deal.
No,
Chat,
no.
give about $15 and we'll get Nick. He'll be obligated to
Gonna
having
take
to
me a
watch
lot
and read the
more.
book.
It's gonna take me a lot more money to ever watch the director's cut of freaking Rebel Moon.
All right, let's make it $100.
No one's gonna put in 100. That's not gonna happen. And that's good. By the way,
Nick,
chat, not obligated
Nick,
to.
you underestimate the amount of power that comes from people watching other human beings suffer.
Yeah, I like not suffering. By the way, Tina Guzman, thank you for the $5 and thank you for dropping in.
Wait,
Appreciate that.
at least you will get money for suffering. My best friend wants to watch the prequel, not the prequel, the sequel movies for Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9 with me.
Oh God, he's sick.
Yeah.
You are evil. You are sick. That is just wrong. Like, I am lucky to say I never seen the Fall of Skywalker to this very day.
Man.
I never saw it. Episode 9 is like non-existent for me. You know what? My life is better because of it. I
haven't
didn't
seen
need
it.
it. I saw The Last Jedi once, and that was opening night in theaters. Never watched it again. Obviously, I watched like 900 reviews on it, but the movie itself, I only watched once. That's it. So
Man.
I'm good, man. I'm happy.
No.
I'm content.
He haven't seen 8 or 9. So every time he hears me say that those movies are shit, that I hate them, and this happens, he goes like, "Well, I haven't seen them, so I need to see them to see if it's true." Okay, why don't you watch them? Well, he will now. He's dragging me to it though.
Don't do
Just
that.
tell him to piss off and leave him.
Don't do that. By the way, I need to try In-N-Out. When I go to Texas next summer, I'm gonna make sure I try In-N-Out. I gotta give it a shot. I tried it once when I was with Matt from Foul Ball Productions back in 2020 in December at Vegas. Matt and I were just hanging out, shooting the shit, being dudes. And I tried In-N-Out, and it was good, but I need it was such a quick experience. I need to really sit down, live In-N-Out for a half hour, 4 minutes. I gotta become the man. I gotta become one with the environment of around me of burgers and fries. So I did look at the merch recently on the website. That was really cool. So I will make sure I do In-N-Out next summer, and of course I'll be stopping by Whataburger. I did get news on that Jack in the Box is reopening back up in Illinois. They shut it down like 2 decades ago out here, and now it's coming back. So I hope it's good. Yeah, dude. I've seen the photos, man. I've seen the photos. So
Wait, double. I'm googling that.
Stan Superman is a very good. Was it? I have not read it. I have not read the issue. I will admit that I have not. I'm just man. See, that's the thing. I you don't know how much I enjoy not watching some of the trash that has come up from a lot of the current IPs, and I come on here to talk about the things I find cool. It's
You could probably make a lot of money if you
probably
had
could.
the audience challenging you to watch that stuff. Just
Maybe I would.
$50 for you to watch certain hell.
Maybe I
$50
would.
for you to watch. What was that? The name of that movie with a bunch of annoying, angry, smelly, fat skanks. What was it? What was the name of the movie?
I don't know.
Sex and the City.
Is this what you are talking about? Can you share?
Which one? I can't really remember.
Oh.
Did little puny thing?
I bet it's big. This is gonna sound really gay, but I bet it's
I
big.
could eat this in about 5 minutes. 1 minute top.
It's probably
Easy. I
bigger
just
in
need a
person.
Sprite.
This looks deceptive of what it truly is. It
I just
feels
Well,
need one
if
very
it
Sprite.
feels bigger in your hands.
Well, no, usually
Okay,
meat does
Nick,
tend to feel
I
big.
gotta bounce. I've been here long enough.
All right, before you slide out, let me do a quick thing, okay? Can you give me about 1 minute? I need to
Sure.
do something. Talk about burgers with Pablo for 1 minute.
All right.
Okay, did
Man,
do you think
yeah, I could take.
right? It's not that big. I mean, I know Americans go really big with their food. I have seen the sizes of their
Yeah, there's
plates.
always been this stereotype of Americans having huge burgers, but I don't buy it.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe they need to fly us there and see if
How
we
far we
actually
can eat
agree.
them?
Yeah, because how big is this? How does anybody in the chat knows exactly how much meat is in this?
I mean,
Because
from the picture here, it may look like there's too much meat, but in reality, it can just be a bunch of little bits of meat put in a little bread
okay, I
and
think
put over distance to make it look big.
the most that I have done is maybe a pound and a half of meat in a single day, but that's absolutely just me overeating because of weight. But I don't know, man. Right? I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe they need to send us a sample. Let's see what we think.
yeah,
Right?
we need to try it. And the pizzas too. There's a lot of stories about their pizzas being too.
Oh no, I know for a fact that there's a lot of good pizzas on the US, man. New York has a lot of story. New Jersey has a lot of story. California has a lot of experimentation, like with sexuality. Yeah, they have some disgusting things, but no, New York, New Jersey, absolutely killer with
Yeah, but
pizza.
until I
All right.
taste it in my mouth, it's not confirmed.
Thank you, Founder, for holding over. I had to do a few things. I appreciate you, but hey, thanks for being here, man. Have a great night, sir. Okay.
Same to
Um.
you all. I appreciate every single one of you beautiful bastards. Go to
Oh.
my channel, subscribe if you're not subscribed, follow me on Twitter. Come on, I need this to get money. I need money to get
He
my
wants to get
projects out.
monetized on Twix. You hear that? He wants to get monetized on
Oh, come
Twix.
on. The only way to get monetized there is if you have a nice pair of tits.
I
I
know
have
dudes
neither.
who got monetized, and they're pretty
They
dudely
probably have
dudes.
tits. All
Oh,
right.
they're
Peace,
pretty dudely
guys.
dudes.
Stay
See you,
safe.
man.
Take care, brother.
Shout out to Fender. You know what? Maybe they're not, but I still need to try it. I still need to know. Did it turn into the food channel? Well, yeah, a little bit. Fender needs to come to America. That's what he needs to. He needs to come to America. He's
Yeah.
all the way out in Portugal. So, be the best. I hear it's good. One day I'll try it. Oh, dude, no, that's the thing. I when I want to try a food, I do it out of love, and I say that like I'm a capitalist. I'll say it like I love money. I love making money, but my heart's still got to be in it first. I gotta be in it in order to go for it. I can't just be given like $50 and really dive into something that I truly hate, whether it's bad food or bad TV. Like I'm gonna need an act. I come with a price, but I come with an extra price in order to convince me. So luckily though, I have an audience that seems to like when I talk about cool things. So I'm thankful for that, by the way, all 20 of you and those who are not here who catch the videos. I'm thankful for that. That's how it should be. Just saying. Mm.
Man, out of late, there has been a lot of good stuff. I will admit. There's points where I'm kinda cranky because obviously for the editing videos and everything, I have to see every single bit of shit
Oh
that comes out,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh, dude.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
hard.
With the Midnight's Edge videos, yeah, I'm sure it's tough because you're always saying the worst of the worst come out, and it's just like, bro, I need something good in my life, man. And I get it. You got to have the conversation. There's a time and a place for it. It is important. I
Mhm.
get it. But you got to also got to seek out those little goody goods as
Oh
well.
yeah, and there's a lot. Let's begin with South Park. South Park has been killing it. Every single one of the new specials have been great. Then you go to TV. I know House of the Dragon kind of disappointed season
I
two.
heard that. Yeah, I heard.
Is
Yeah.
because they didn't have anything big for the end. But to be honest, the way that they are setting up the, if there's a payoff in season three, if they actually go for what they are supposed to go, they
Okay.
did good. They actually did good. The way that they handled some characters was really, really good, but they didn't have the same level of season one. So yeah, it's good. I will say I enjoy it a lot. I will understand if you feel disappointed about it.
Uh huh.
Shogun. Oh man.
I've heard Shogun was really good. I have heard that a lot.
Oh, you need to watch it. Is basically a Japanese drama series made with American budget and American actors,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or at least not American, but you know what I mean, right? Hollywood actors. But it's incredible. The source material, the novel is great, but historically, that period on Japan is absolutely crazy. You are talking about the change of everything, everything. The start of the way for the shogunate with Ieyasu Tokugawa. This is basically the creation of the whole structure, and is presented wonderfully. And I'm avoiding talking about the characters on the show
Mm-hmm.
because I will. If you know about Japanese story, I will be spoiling everything the moment that I say one of the names. But
I
yeah,
do want to watch Shogun. I do want to watch that show Drinker recommended called Kingdom. That
oh
looks
yeah,
good.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That
it's
looked
great.
really good. Yeah, that looked really good, and I would definitely like to check that out. That seemed really fun. And even though I'm kind of burnt out on zombies, if there's a good story out there that can change my mind, I want to know. I'm
Yeah.
willing to give it the shot. So
And in
screw it,
comics, man, in comics, we have had a really good run with Transformers. Uh, Zorro was actually solid. I will understand if you hate it because of the sister, but it goes great at the end. So, if you go to basically anything that they have been doing in the Energon universe up to a couple of weeks ago,
man. Hmm.
Conan is great. So you have alternatives, and in the independent stage, you have everything that the Reaper has have been coming up with. Great. Uh,
Yes.
if you think, yeah,
Pudding
we.
came out this week, which we'll hopefully be able. We'll hopefully once Caster has his book, we'll
Mhm,
we'll we'll get into Gooding the polymath as well. I want to try to get hold of Chuck Dixon to come on when the Horseman goes out for a collection pre-order. I would like to get him on to talk about that
mhm.
because I like the idea of more street level characters and characters who are just going to go out there, just with gear, basically fight gear, and just go out and just dish it out on the streets. I think that's great. And Joe Bennett is a fantastic artist, so I'm excited about that. I think that's a really exciting premise, and I know people are kind of making fun of the name, but I actually kind of like it. I think it's cool. Horseman sounds
Yeah.
cool to me, so I myself am looking forward to it. So I excite. excited, and I will not apologize for that. I'm just saying, you know, I did find out recently about one of my favorite Marvel 2099s getting a trade, and sorry, not a trade, a collected edition. Collected, you know, when he says collected editions, just saying. So all I know is I need me some Doom 2099. I need me this, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Doom 2099, early 2025. I want it. I want it. I want it. It's
Okay,
gonna be
no, wait. They are doing this. Who is on charge? Who's inking? Do we
was
know anything?
well. This is just the run from the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the run from the 90s. They're putting it together for an omnibus, and you know what? I'm ready.
Don't
I'm
get me
freaking ready.
worried, man.
No, don't,
I
no,
thought they were
no,
touching this.
no. It's not like that. No,
Okay.
It- we're
Uh,
safe. We're safe.
omnibus or
Big old omnibus, brother.
oh
Big
nice.
old omnibus. Which, speaking of collected editions, I do want, if I see a trade of it or a collected edition, whatever, omnibus, I do want to check out Jeremy Adams' Flash one. I've had enough people tell me as far as recent DC, and I know he concluded it like a year or two ago. Apparently, Jeremy Adams had a really good run on the Flash with Wally West, and I do want to check it out. I really do. I think
Hmm.
that'd be fun to check out, and apparently, it's really great. Our buddy Andrew from Ripaverse, Mr. Andrew Rodriguez, his big Wally West fan. I know he was a fan of it. Now Wes from Thinking Critical as well, and I kind of like held off. I was just like, I don't know, But now that it's been a few years and he finished the run and it's complete, the curiosity makes me think, what did I miss? What did I say no to that maybe I should make? Oh man, this is fun. I want to enjoy the Flash. I do. I want to be in the world where I'm enjoying. Obviously, my preferences at the end of the day always lead towards Barry Allen,
Oh
but
yeah.
I'll give Wally West a crack because I loved him in the Perez Lopez no, sorry, Perez Wolfman Teen Titans. So come on, I gotta go for it. I just got to go for it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get you. Maybe I'm a bit of a. Hmm. No, I was going to say maybe I'm a bit of a 90s child because, yeah, I will
I'm
agree
listening.
that
I'm getting my
Barry.
Zatanna
Oh,
book out, so keep chatting.
yeah,
I'm getting the
Barry
Zatanna book out.
Allen, yeah, for me is the best. I have some love for Wally West, man. I don't know. Is
Oh, he was part of the Justice League cartoon, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
guys like Mike Barron and Jeff Johns also wrote Wally Weston comics. So obviously, he was a really big part of the Flash character post Crisis of Infinite Earth. So I get why a generation was practically raised on Wally. I get where it comes from. What's up, DK Bones? How you doing, buddy? Dude, I'm gonna be finally digging into this. I got this a few months ago, and I'm finally gonna get cracking on it, dude.
Oh, the Satana, yeah.
Paul Dini Zatanna, if you will. I love this. Was right before the 52 got kicked in, and I love this run of comics, man. This is such a fun run, and I'm so glad that it existed because we need cool comics like this in the world.
Yeah, you got it a while ago, right?
I got it. I think a few months ago I got this. A few months ago I got this, and I love this cover. I'm going to show off this cover right here. Love this
Oh
cover.
man.
Love this cover. Yeah, this is a great run of comics. I'm just saying, guys, that they finally, because I have a buddy of mine who's got some. Let's just say he's got some money. He's got money, like real good money too. By the way, real good capital, and he bought these when they were singles traditionally, and he's been trying to seek these out in the traditional format. My hat's off to the guy because he said he's been trying very hard to find some of these, whether it's eBay. And he said, dude, he's like, it is so hard to find these comics. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sure they are. They seem like a real freaking pain in the ass. I don't want to go. I don't want to go through all that, especially when I don't have to. So I won't. I straight up won't. But man, the Paul Dini run is so damn good. So damn oh man, yeah, guys. You want to read this comic. So read Zatanna, Paul Dini. You'll have fun. It's very fun, very well told, and and she's a cool character too. Real cool character. So you just saying.
Oh, nice.
Read Zatanna, dudes. So I can't stress enough. This is such a great DC run, and I want to get rereading on Green Lantern, Zatanna, like that DC, the 2000s. Man, dude, they were.
Oh yeah,
they were making some home runs in the 2000s. Justice League of I'm sorry, not just Justice Society of America with Jeff Johns. Like, man, they were just so many cool books were coming out in the 2000s from DC. It's just like, wow.
EBS, man. He was working.
Yeah. Well, him, Ivan Rice, Jeff Johns, they obviously revitalized Hal Jordan, and it became a very significant run that put Hal Jordan back on the map, and he wasn't suffering the stigma of, God, what was it called? Parallax. Dude, it was the ultimate comeback. It was the ultimate comeback, and it was, luckily, it was one of those rare times where redemption finally did happen for a character, and it was glorious. And it got, bringing up our buddy Clobby again, but it got Clobby back into reading DC. Huge. I'm not. Why am I still on the screen? Huge. So apologies, guys. Seriously, how? It was one of those runs. It was just one of those things. Everybody Subhuman say he grew up on Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. I like Kyle Rayner. I can't say I'm like huge on Kyle because at the end of the day, for me, I'm a Hal Jordan guy through and through. Like that's just it, man. Hal's my guy, always will be. But Kyle's cool, but I really like Mogul. Did you ever watch the 2011 cartoon that went one season, Pablo?
I don't think I have.
Oh, you should. It was fantastic. It was during that time when a lot of the newer shows are coming out based on animation or based on the cell shaded, computer animation, real strictly 3D. And even though it's not my favorite, even though it's not my favorite style of animation, I will say that what that style of animation did bring out some great shows between the 2012 Ninja Turtles and that 2011 Green Lantern. Fantastic.
Was it on Cartoon Network? Because I remember something like that on Cartoon Network. Around that era.
It was on Cartoon Network. I think they put it on at a really bad time. I think they put it on at night on like Friday night. Anytime that, it's when that they didn't have faith in the product, which is unfortunate. I think the reason they didn't have faith in it was because the movie did so poorly in July of 2011 that they just were like, oh no, the movie did bad. We got to distance ourselves from this cartoon. And it's unfortunate because the cartoon was really good. I remember when I was watching a Miller Time episode when Mark was talking with Rob Liefeld, and Rob was saying that back at that period of time that one of his sons was a huge Green Lantern fan. He said he was buying all the issues, obsessed, hugely invested. He would buy all in the books that were associated with it. He was just all in on Green Lantern. He said then that movie came out and that crushed everything for him.
Oh,
Is it crazy how that one movie can just do that? It's unfortunate because I kept reading, but for some though, that's usually sadly how that happens. It
oh
all it
yeah,
takes is that one thing to ruin it all, and for lo and behold, that's it.
man, it happens a lot to me, especially with anime. I get one bad episode, one episode that I think, this is not worth it, and I never go back. I just drop it. Uh, Same with manga, same with comics. You just need to have that really bad moment, and you take out the customer.
Mm-hmm. If
Yeah.
Clobby were still here, I would have campaigned to have tried to see where he would stand on Nightfall years later. Because I remember he wasn't wild about it, even though I know he liked he did enjoy like the art of Graham Nolan. Story wise, he was not into it. I wonder if he would have had a Hellboy and changed his mind about it. I wonder seriously. That just something tells me he may have at least appreciated a little bit more. Maybe that's just me, but I truly believe he would have liked it a lot more. And how can you tell Peter? I don't know, man. I guess I guess I just hate him, but yet at the same time, it's such a fantastic run of comics that my eyes don't see that. Nick didn't see that. He didn't say that. My eyes don't see that. Well, oh well, bro. My wallet.
I'm getting used to this beer, man.
You
It's
should
becoming
be
my
you
regular
should
brand.
be getting used to that. Well, what's the beer out there in Ecuador?
Oh, my favorite is called Pilsener. It's a cheap
You're a
beer,
Pilsner,
but
okay, Pilsner
yeah,
guy.
I grew with that one. I will admit, on high school, I drank quite a lot, and that was my go-to. But no, this is a Holland made beer that is really, really cheap. It's
Uh huh.
69 cents. Nice. Uh, so yeah, I go for it because it's almost half of what a can of beer can go for a local brewery. It's good though. So
What movie?
it's
One that never came out because Ryan Reynolds was unalive by some Phantom
hmm,
Outsider. That's funny. Ah, yeah. No,
Ryan Reynolds was born to be Deadpool.
he was.
I don't see him as any other comic book
He's
character.
not. Yeah, he's perfect as Wade Wilson. He is just not Hal Jordan. And that's a it's just it just goes to show you he would have been a good I'm trying to think who he would if he were to be a lantern. Um Definitely not Guy Gardner. No,
Yeah.
Guy Gardner. Not
He
Guy
was also
Gardner.
on Blade Trinity.
Huh?
He was on Blade Trinity.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. I don't recall there being references of that in Deadpool and Wolverine. Any Blade
Oh no,
Trinity references? Was there one?
I just thought the moment when I saw Ryan Reynolds or Deadpool with Blade, I was like, yeah, this is what they needed at that time. And I was remembering
uh,
that uh,
right.
Blade Trinity.
5 says Ryan Reynolds for Jessica Cruz. Ooh, you know what? In Blazing, I could see that. Ryan Reynolds
Booster
would
Gold?
have been a good booster goal.
Yeah,
I can actually see it. If he had never played Deadpool, I could see him being booster gold. That he's definitely got the build for it. He's
the
definitely
attitude.
tall. He's got the attitude. He may be even overqualified for the part, and that's why you hire a guy like that who's overqualified. Yeah, if he had never been Deadpool, he really would have been a great booster goal. And sadly, that's never going to be a reality since they got the Eternals guy involved, and that's a
Yeah,
tragedy that
but
they even did that.
I thought I will never see one of my picks for Doctor Doom playing Doctor Doom, and no, I will. I don't know if it will pan out.
Oh, I'm so concerned about that. That is
Yeah,
just like,
the
wow.
issue is that Robert Downey Jr. has the right attitude for Doctor Doom. That condescending, goddamn asshole that you want to smack right in the face,
Uh-huh.
you know, that overly cocky attitude. You need to have that. You need to have that gravitas to play
The
Doom because Doom is not a.
gravitas is great, but you're talking about an actor who played one of the most major characters to
Oh,
playing
yeah,
another
obviously.
major character. That's see, that just it feels very weird. That's just that's
I
my issue with that. It's like, ah,
I know it feels weird. I will say if we had a reboot and he was cast as
oh
Victor
yeah,
Von
for
Doom,
reboot, yes, sure,
oh,
I'll
is
take that for a reboot. No
yeah.
arguments, no arguments. A reboot, okay, fine. As much as I hate reboots, I would prefer that. I would
People
be all about that.
people see Doctor Doom as just this scary guy, and he's not a scary guy. He actually can manipulate people really well. He can have these deep political discussions with world leaders and get to a standoff if his view is the right one of if the president of the United States is the right one because he is that kind of character. He riles people around him. He makes people believe that he is worthy of that power, and that's why the people on Latveria actually adore him. They are not slaves to him.
No,
They
they actually like
devote
him.
to
Yeah.
him.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I do like the aspect of Doom. Like Doom does stand up for his people, but however, he's absolutely awful to people
Oh
outside
yeah,
of that. He's absolutely
but
terrible.
when you see him as the man, not just the leader, you see also that he's charming, he's intelligent, he's really witty. He's not quipping all the time, but he's really
Oh no,
witty,
Doom
and
is
he
very
comes with a lot of the best moments when he's fighting verbally with Reed Richards.
hmm
Is him insulting Reed because he goes deep. He
hmm
is really precise, but he knows how to mock Reed, how to make fun of him.
hmm
So you need all that. And somebody like Robert Downey Jr. is just perfect for that. This is my gripe about his casting. They are not doing him as Victor Von Doom. They
But
are doing him as a version of Tony Stark that is Doctor Doom in
yeah,
an universe.
I don't like
That's
it either.
stupid.
That's very that's something that shouldn't be taking precedent. But here we are, and I'm sure he's gonna make great money. I hear he's making like $80 million. Great, awesome, whatever. And it's one of those things where he's probably gonna have an even more limited role, even with more money. And on top of it, I mean, here's let's be fair here about Downey Jr. He's getting up there, man. He's really pushing it. He's not like Henry Cavill, who's really shredded.
Mhm.
Like Downey Jr. is not out of shape either, obviously, but he's definitely his body's definitely you can tell his body's starting to wear down on him, and maybe that's the drugs from years before catching up to him. But it's clear that it's just not what it used to be.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a bit expected. He's not young at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you think he's what on his 60s, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or well, he's old. He's old enough to actually be worried about his knees, not only one, both
Mm-hmm.
of them. At this point, yeah, it's a situation where you cannot use him for something that is action packed because he doesn't have the build, the constitution, the strength for doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Sean Connery doing The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sean Connery was Sean Connery. He was a beast. He was a gentleman among gentlemen. You will see him actually going at it. He was training. He was ready to go at it. No, Robert Downey Jr., yeah, a lot of booze, a lot of drugs, a lot of terrible
He had a
habits.
good run, though.
Yeah.
In all fairness, he had a really good run. He does not owe the world anything more.
Oh
He's
no,
done
his
his
comeback.
time. It's
He's
okay, Robert. You can rest.
Yeah, he's one of the few people that I will say I have seen comeback in such a strength, and it was not even with Iron Man. I
Mhm.
think his comeback was around him doing a Scanner Darkly
Mhm.
and doing Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Well, I guess you could say as far as a artistic level, maybe that'd be true, but as far as the mainstream, it's Iron Man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
straight up Iron Man. Like that was what cemented him back not only to the spotlight, but shot him right back up into A list. No shot back up, pun intended. What's up, TZ Burton? How you doing, buddy? He has done his time. They need to just make a Wesley Snipes Blade movie one last time. It'll be the ultimate comeback for Wesley, outside of what Downey did for his comeback, and it'll give Wesley one last chance to do an aged Blade, which no one is going to complain about in the world. No one. And if someone is somehow, shame on them. Straight up, shame on them, because I would love to see one last Wesley Snipes Blade movie.
there's a couple of there's a couple of ways that I can go with an old man Blade.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they.
There's already source material for that even. The question is, are do they have the balls to do it? Because Blade, if you remember, is quite a different kind of comic book movie. It was not a superhero movie. It was an action movie, more
Mhm,
for mature audiences. So you
mhm.
had a lot of gore, you had a lot of profanity, you have a lot of nudity and grotesque nudity. If you remember the fat guy on the first Blade movie, it was gruesome. All that is needed for a Blade
Oh,
movie,
yeah,
right?
super necessary.
And
It would get the audience. It would get the audience that he wouldn't have to worry about people are trying to no. People will turn up for it.
the
Straight up.
comics were taking inspiration on the movies
Mhm.
for a while because the imagery was strong enough, so they wanted to replicate it. And you can see a lot of the Blade movies seeping into the Blade comics.
See,
It was it was really interesting.
he knows, dude.
Yep.
You see, you guys get it. I love it. I freaking love it. Well,
Oh,
dudes, what's up?
I just thought thinking JT Kirk and nothing better
You
than
know, I
hard movies. No, I was thinking about a hard art cut of the Star Trek movies, and then
mhm.
I think about the naked Uhura scene. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to see that. Remember, Uhura was in her 60s at that point. The silhouette was right, but maybe I don't want a hard art version of that.
William Shatner's in my state right now. William Shatner's in Illinois right now. He's doing the Chicago Fan Expo, which is like 45 minutes away from me. Pretty wild. I see a Phantom outside say, yeah, I heard, I did see the report about that. And, I would have actually liked to say, even though Nicolas Cage was too old in 2007 for the role, way too old to be a guy in his 40s or 50s playing a guy in his mid 20s. Yeah, except it's Nicolas Cage, so therefore it's funny and it's worth at least knowing that it's out there. And yes, it would be all about getting the right writer and director. That is essential. Essential. But that's the thing. You don't even need to have the best writer. You just need to have a good writer who understands the character, a good director who understands. It doesn't have to be like some big A-lister name. Now, obviously, if they get that, hey, great, awesome. But it doesn't need to have it happen. You just gotta get someone who's gonna understand the character, who's pretty good. But if they love the character, that shit will take care of itself. I say that with confidence. Yeah, and you're right. You're right, Five. It is kind of sad that he's not had the extensive comic book run that he should have because people love him. I remember I fell in love with him because of Spider-Man the animated series. That was my thing. Was when I got into him there, I'm like, hold on, Blade's got a movie? That's freaking cool. That was a big thing for me, man. It was a big
Yeah.
thing. All right. Well, dudes. So it may be, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, what they consider a list, yeah, that's true. They definitely have a bit of a bad standard nowadays. So, dudes, chat, we're gonna call it a night. But with that all said, I'm gonna let Pablo plug his plug, and then I'll plug what's coming out on my side on the way out. So it's been good. Osmora199, thank you for becoming a channel member, sir. Doesn't go unnoticed and greatly appreciated. So thank you for that, sir. Tina Guzman, thank you for dropping in and giving $5 as well. Very freaking awesome of you. And for you all in the chat hanging out, well, it's a little bit of your time, some of it, most of it, if not almost all 2 hours of it. Thank you. So look, she's still here. Hell yeah. Pablo, what do you got coming out on Keytropology or Midnight's Age Espanol?
Hey, things happening on Minas Edge Español. Keep tuning for the videos, for the live streams.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, things are moving. Uh, this week has been a really busy week. I have been catching up on a lot of other work. Uh, I have to teach people how to use a web page that they have already the video tutorials for a year ago. So yeah, it has been an interesting week for that. But also that gave me enough money to buy some really nice Magic the Gathering cards
Ooh,
that I will be
nice.
using and are really shiny and really beautiful. So I prefer having those cards that the time that I will have had to play video games instead of teaching assholes how to use a mouse. But that's life. Brother, it has been a really relaxing evening or night.
Yeah, a good
Yeah,
chill stream is good. A good
dude.
chill stream is
Yeah,
necessary.
I love being here, and everybody, just thank you for being here, and thank you for indulging us in talking about the good stuff.
Right? Agreed, man. Well, thank you for being here, Pablo. You have yourself a magical weekend, sir. Love hanging out with you. And it shows you, even you and just you and I, we can make this show happen.
Hell
So
yeah, brother.
that's when you know we got it going. So okay, on my side of things, obviously, Toxic Tuesday next week resumes week 2 of its Western month. We'll be talking Magnificent Seven next week. I will also, JT Kirk, listen up. Gooding the Polymath review will be out Monday. I don't know if it'll be at night, morning, but Gooding the Polymath review coming. It's gonna come. Of course, we'll be back here next week for Clobby's Comic Shop. And for those in the chat, I did a review for Mark Miller's Prodigy Slaves of Mars #1. So go watch it. It's right here. Go watch it. Watch it again. Love it. Feel good about it. And oh yeah. See, there you go. I'm glad to get the heads up. But yeah, this is the link here to Prodigy Slaves of Mars #1. I'm basically telling you how great it is. Spoiler alert. Oh, it's gonna come. I promise. It's gonna come. No, this one already came, so you can go look at what already came and then wait for what comes later. So, that all said, please check out my Prodigy review. Gooding coming up next. That's a promise. Gooding's coming up next. Of course, I'll be on Midnight's Edge After Dark Tuesday and Thursday, and Conks Division's Thursday Night Throwdown next week. So, anyways, guys, thanks for being here again. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great weekend. And once again, thank you for your time being here. Cheers, beers, and salutations. Thank you.
Salud.